Well, we just got through another shit episode of Monday Night Raw. And of course, the best part of the show was Becky Lynch because the man was invited to Monday Night Raw by Stephanie McMahon, and nothing could follow what Becky did. Not even Ronda Rousey, who came out, had a match with Liv Morgan for whatever reason, then got on the mic after squashing Liv Morgan and tried to say a couple things like, "Oh, what are you guys booing me for? You want to fight?" And it just was awful. And the show just kept going down worse and worse. I would not be surprised that this is the worst ratings of the year so far, and we're only in February. This show was an absolute dumpster fire after Becky Lynch walked out of that arena limping. That was it. That was the best part of the show, and everything else on this fucking show sucked. We had EC3 in his debut match, but I have to ask, why is EC3 still muted? Why can't EC3 say something? If EC3 has one great quality over majority of the roster, is the fact that the guy can cut a promo. Why is he not allowed to cut promos? He was on the Moment of Bliss, and then he had a match with Dean Ambrose, with the finish being very telling, with people wondering if this with Dean Ambrose news of him leaving a work or not, because the way EC3 won this match was very telling to me. Can someone explain this to me? Monday Night Raw, the night after TLC in December, you had Vince, Stephanie, Shane, and Triple H all out there saying, "We're taking Monday Night Raw back. We're going to be in charge. We're going to be the ones listening to you, the fans." Why do we have Jeff Jarrett, the Road Dogg, and Kurt Angle in segments on this show tonight? Why? Kurt Angle, why are we having multiple segments? They had an interview with him, then he had a segment that got interrupted by three people, then he had another segment, and then a tag team match. Why is Kurt Angle all over Raw tonight? He's not the general manager anymore. What the hell? This show, after Becky Lynch left, was nothing but a fucking dumpster fire. Finn Balor took on Leo Rush, and probably the best match of the fucking night. You had that tag team elimination chamber qualifying match that was obviously from start to finish who was going to win it, even though Nikki Cross and Alicia Fox showed that they would, if you were to give them a name for a tag team, they would be Team Crazy. Let's see here. We had a four corners match for the number one. So Monday Night Raw goes like they even explain this. The McMahons, which they're not calling the Authority, they're calling them the McMahons, saw what they did on SmackDown with that fatal four-way, four corners elimination match to see who could face Shane and The Miz at the Elimination Chamber. It worked well on SmackDown. Let's do it on Raw, but remove the elimination match, and let's put Heavy Machinery in there too. There you go. We had that. We had Boston Hug, of course, where they did that. Jarrett and Elias. Why the hell did that match happen? Balor and Rush. And EC3 versus Ambrose, and Strowman, Angle, and Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin. That was pretty much Monday Night Raw in a nutshell. But the show started off hot, and a lot of people have been saying that Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey should not touch till we get to WrestleMania. And after tonight, and the way they did this segment, I have a few theories on I have a theory that what they're going to do to make this a triple threat match that Vince McMahon wants, but the way this ended and everything definitely shows that they ain't going to be touching or coming close to blows anytime soon, and that is a good thing.
I got a lot of reasons to be smiling. These people are giving me one more, but I won the Royal Rumble match. I'm going to WrestleMania, and I'm going to slap the head off the baddest woman on the planet while I'm there.
And after everything Ronda Rousey did to me, believe me, there's nobody who wants to see you do it more than I do.
Got you.
But Becky, I mean, I can't.
At the beginning of this promo, Stephanie was being way too friendly than she normally is. Usually she's already cutting you down and getting ready to slap you and pretty much if you're a guy, cut your balls off. If you're a woman, just stifle you. It's just really weird.
Help but notice you're wearing a knee brace. And you were walking pretty slowly down the ramp, and you were kind of gingerly getting on the ropes here. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're fine.
Fine.
But Becky, for the past 8 days, you've been refusing medical attention.
I won the Royal Rumble on one good leg. I will fight anyone, anywhere. But no doctors are coming near me.
I just love her defiance here. I just love the fact that she's just saying, you know what? You're going to take this moment from me. I'm not going to let you see not let these doctors see me, because I already know what's going to happen is if I go to these doctors, your doctors, which they're steadily taking a shot at their own doctors because, you know, the whole Daniel Bryan thing, he wasn't allowed to wrestle because the doctors wouldn't allow him.
Becky, I understand that you don't want to be evaluated by a doctor. I remember what happened the night that you invaded Monday Night Raw and Nia Jax exploded your face. I was with you in the trainer's room. Your nose was broken. You were bleeding everywhere. But all you wanted to do was fight. I've never seen anything like it. From a man, from a woman. You are so incredibly tough. You're all heart. You'll do anything. Anything for this moment. And I know it. And you know it. But I cannot let you physically compete if you are not cleared by our medical staff.
You don't think that I see what's happening here? You don't think that I see what's happening here? I'm the glitch in your plan, the one that you didn't plan for. But here I am, and I'm not.
Everybody has said it too. Becky Lynch is the part of the plan that WWE did not prepare for. She said it herself, and of course they know that in the back. So for her to say that, it's just WWE like, yeah, we're listening. We know that she's not what we wanted. We want Charlotte Flair. Charlotte should be here in this position right now, not Becky Lynch. And it's just how WWE has to do. They're like, yeah, we know you guys are saying this, but it is WWE for you.
Moving for anyone. I fought my entire life to get exactly where I am today. But what would you know
I love this next part.
about struggle, huh? You're just another daddy's girl who never had to fight for anything, who's trying to stop me from fighting for everything.
Stephanie's giving her that face that you already know that if this was a male superstar, would have got a slap across the face immediately. I'm just glad that Becky Lynch did not fall victim to a Stephanie McMahon slap.
But I rose up and I earned every step of the way to get to WrestleMania. And there is nothing you or any stupid doctor can do about it.
You did earn your way, Becky. You absolutely did. But it is a liability for me to allow you to compete if you are not cleared by the doctors. It's very easy. All you have to do is go see the doctor. The doctor will clear you and then you can compete unless this knee is worse than you're letting on. And that's what I'm afraid of. Will you see the doctor?
You're not taking my moment away from me, Steph.
I don't want to take your moment away, but it's your choice. If you do not see the doctor, I am going to be forced to suspend you until you do. I don't want to do that.
You say that again, I'm not going to be responsible for my actions, Steph.
I don't understand why this is so hard. Please don't make me do this, Becky. Don't make me do this.
Don't do it. Then don't do it.
Then will you go see the doctor?
Just a simple no. Shakes her
Then I'm
head.
left with no choice. Until you do, as of this moment, Becky Lynch, you are suspended from WWE.
Stephanie was just trying to protect Becky from herself. What is Lynch doing? Again, there's the injured knee. The point Stephanie was making earlier. Becky Lynch and her injured leg. I think Becky Lynch might have more than her leg to worry about. She might have just thrown away the greatest opportunity of her life. And Becky get the man under control. The WWE fans cheering for Becky, but the bottom line is this. Becky's attacked Stephanie McMahon, and she can barely stand on her injured leg.
Now, I do not mind this. I do not mind this at all. This is actually great because we have all of this month and all of March to get through to WrestleMania. We have two pay-per-views, and you really have nothing to book for Becky Lynch at the Elimination Chamber. So, keeping her off the Elimination Chamber, Charlotte's probably going to go and not do anything either for the Elimination Chamber, because I don't see Asuka defending against Charlotte Flair at the Elimination Chamber unless that's what they want to do. The night just kills everybody's shot of having Asuka versus Charlotte 2 at the WrestleMania, and would for sure make it Asuka versus somebody, and Charlotte Flair would be put in the triple threat match. But my feeling is that with Becky Lynch being gone, Charlotte's going to start coming out campaigning that Becky's suspended indefinitely, and somehow, some way, we'll try and get a match to be get into a match to face Ronda Rousey, in which Charlotte wins that match and is facing Ronda Rousey, and then after Charlotte wins that match, Becky comes out the next episode of Tuesday on SmackDown and is like, this is my moment. I went and saw the doctor. I'm 100% cleared, and then we have a triple threat match. I'm hoping that's not what's going to happen, but it just feels like that's what they're going to do. Now, when we went to commercial break, they advertised that Liv Morgan will take on Ronda Rousey. Why the hell that match ever was even signed is beyond me. But before we got to that match, they show Becky Lynch being escorted out of the building when Ronda Rousey runs into her.
You know, Becky, you test the limits of my professionalism every time you stand in front of me and I don't implode your face. But I don't, because I'm a professional and I have our pay-per-view to sell. You beating up Steph tonight, what did that do, huh? Did that sell our pay-per-view? You getting yourself suspended and robbing the women's evolution of our first main event at WrestleMania was unprofessional. What are you even doing here, huh? You need to stop showing up to hear the cheers for your weekly violin recital and instead stay home and rest up until WrestleMania. So then you can finally receive the beating even your moping woe is me ass won't find some new reason to lament about.
I believe she said bitch, but yeah, definitely. That was, and Ronda Rousey again cut one of the better promos of her career, and then after that cut one of the worst promos of her career, as she beat Liv Morgan in like 2 seconds, in like 2 minutes maybe. Liv Morgan ran around the outside of the ring, and then as soon as she got hit one time by Ronda Rousey, she ended up getting pulled into the armbar for the tap out. Ronda grabs the microphone and shouts, "What are y'all people booing me for? Why are you people booing me?" And then she's like, "You want to challenge? Anyone else want to step up?" She's like hot, heated, and pissed off because Ronda Rousey, hope it's here. Because, Becky Lynch was taken out of her match, and she felt like Ronda Rousey can cut a promo when she has time to think. When she doesn't have time to think, she can't cut a promo. Okay, I think it's right here, actually. Listen how bad this is.
You're me glaring at me. Will someone do something, huh? Yeah! Someone do something! Come on, Sarah, you want to look...
Hold on, I got that thing backed up.
The Raw Women's Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Grabs the mic.
Who else here has a problem with me? All you guys are sitting here in the seats of your seats booing me. You guys hear me glaring at me. Will someone do something, huh?
Ooh.
Yeah! Someone do something! Come on, Sarah, you want to look up tough? You want to skin me like one of your rabbits? Come on!
Rousey is on.
God, that was awful. That was absolutely awful. Like, when Ronda Rousey has something, like she cut face to face with Becky, she cut 2 of her best promos ever. Out in the middle of the ring, no one else around her, like in the ring with her, she can't cut a promo to save her life. Last week she flubbed her words and just sat there for a bit till Bayley was sent out to save her. And tonight, oh my God, that was awful. Sarah Logan actually stood up to a challenge a little bit more than Liv Morgan did, but ends up tapping out as well. After that's all over, the Riot Squad rotates around the corner, goes around the ring, about to leave. Ruby Riott gets on the apron. She has a stare down with Ronda Rousey, and then she backs off. Tony Caruso, I swear, they are feeding her some of the worst questions ever, because if I was asked one of these questions that she's been asked over the last few weeks or so, I would either probably say something horrible to her or walk the fuck away. She asked Ruby Riott, why did you blatantly run from Ronda Rousey? Ruby said, I didn't run from nobody, and one day she will face off against Ronda Rousey. They did pan off while Ruby Riott was answering this to Ronda Rousey watching from the ring. So they are teasing a Ronda Rousey-Ruby Riott match, and I have a feeling that is going to be your match at the Elimination Chamber. We are going to see Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey. Ban the Riott Squad from ringside or keep them there, whatever. That should be a great match. I think Ruby Riott is definitely deserving of a showcase in a pay-per-view match. I mean, her last title match on pay-per-view, or her last title match period, was Fastlane in March of 2018. So it would be great to see what they could do for Ruby Riott. Four Corners Tag Team #1 contender match, Heavy Machinery versus Lucha House Party versus the B Team versus the Revival. This was an okay match. The Revival ended up beating the B-10 with the Shadow Machine. This was not an elimination match like it was on SmackDown Live, so only one pinfall to win it. Heavy Machinery again looked good. I don't know which brand they're going to. Honestly, Monday Night Raw could use the tag teams. I mean, when you look at the tag team divisions and you say, what teams are on SmackDown Live? You have the Usos, you have the Bar, you have Sanity, you have the Good Brothers, you have you have the New Day. Monday Night Raw, you have the Revival, the B Team. You have Chad Gable and Bobby Roode, who are a makeshift tag team that I figured was supposed to be broken up by now. Lucha House Party. You really don't have many noteworthy teams. So Heavy Machinery, if they were to be implanted on Monday Night Raw, that would help strengthen that tag team division where SmackDown doesn't need it. SmackDown, just like when Shane and Miz won the tag team titles, if they would have went to Raw and won the tag team titles, they would have been a great babyface foil for, like, if I think it's Akam wouldn't have been injured for the AOP, would have been a great foil for a heel team like either Revival or the AOP to destroy, take down, and beat down and win the tag team titles from at Elimination Chamber or Fastlane. But the Revival win. Backstage, Zack Ryder meets up with Kurt Hawkins and tells him that eventually they will be out there as #1 contenders. Hawkins does remind him that how toxic he is with all his losses. Ryder tells Hawkins that they spelled his name wrong when they entered the ring last week. And it was a meme everywhere. It was not Z-A-C-K, it was Z-A-C-H. Even though when he spelled it, it's supposed to be Z-A-C-K-H. It was funny. But yeah. He says that the point is he's a loser just like him. He says that it won't be long because they were the tag team champions once. Ryder says they were going to end Hawkins' losing streak together. So Kurt Hawkins' 200-plus losing streak or 300-plus losing streak now will probably come to an end with them winning the tag team titles. This was something that actually World Culture Pro Wrestling, now Defiant Wrestling, did with one Gabriel Kidd, who is now a big-time heel there. When that promotion started, it was by accident though. For the first 6 or 7 or 8 months of that promotion, Gabriel Kidd continuously lost every single match that he had. Every single match. He was losing left and right and side to side. Every match he was in, he would lose. Then him, Cody Rhodes, and I think Travis Banks were in a triple threat match for their Internet Championship, and Gabriel Kidd rolled up Cody Rhodes in a small package and pinned him 1, 2, 3 and became the Internet Champion. Big good feel moment at the time, and boom, guy won his first match, and off to the races he was. And now a couple years later, he is now the biggest heel, one of the bigger heels in that promotion. Will we see that kind of moment for Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder? Honestly, I don't think so, because the simple fact is you don't see him enough. Kurt Hawkins, they keep upping the losing streak, but most of his losing streak is on house shows or main events. So why in the hell am I going to sit there and care about when Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins eventually win a match and the losing streak ends, which honestly has to be with them winning the tag team titles? People are going to hate to hear that, but it won't matter. It will not be a big deal unless something like that happens. Then Kurt Angle was out here to address his future for Monday Night Raw when he is interrupted by the new duo of Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre.
Didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted them to, especially with Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. I wanted to prove that I still had it, and I wanted to shut them up for good. In my career, I beat them all. And I even won a gold medal with the broken freaking neck.
Yeah, because we have to harp on that for the rest of his life.
But there's one opponent that I know that I cannot defeat. That opponent is Father Time. There comes a point in an athlete's career where he has to decide whether I usually support Corbin, but now's not the time for this.
Don't root for Baron Corbin ever.
Blah, 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 blah. I mean, Kurt, come on. Can we wrap this up already? I mean, what do you want? You want everyone to feel sorry for you? You're nothing more than a broken down shadow of a man. Whoa. This broken down old man will break your freaking ankle in two. Why don't you come in here right now and I'll show you? Kurt's emotions are getting the best of him now. A warrior. But in our match, I looked into your eyes and I saw fear. Fear right before I tapped you out to your own ankle lock. So Portland, shut your mouths and get your cameras ready. Because this is the last time you will ever see Kurt Angle in a WWE ring, because we are going to put you down for good. Drew McIntyre.
They come and attack him. Braun Strowman comes out, and Braun Strowman and Kurt Angle chase them off. And of course, we get a match later on for the main event. Because again, 2019, and Kurt Angle is main eventing Monday Night Raw. Yay! Boston Hug Connection versus Alicia Fox and Lisa Fox and Nikki Cross, also known as Team Crazy. This match got started. Before this match got started, Bayley was on her way out when she was attacked by Alicia Fox and Nikki Cross. They dragged Sasha Banks from the gorilla position to the outside, to out here, and they get beat down. Alicia Fox and Nikki Cross literally beat the piss out of Bayley and Sasha Banks. But all was for naught, as Bayley and Sasha Banks, the Boston Hug Connection, would end up winning the match and moving on to the Elimination Chamber. So the three Raw teams are the Riot Squad, Bayley and Sasha Banks, and Tamina and Nia Jax. And by the way, those three teams earned their position in this match. And yes, in this match, the Boston Hug Connection, it was pretty much 99% Bayley and 1% Sasha Banks, because Sasha Banks got the brunt of the attack from Nikki Cross and Alicia Fox during the beatdown early on. Whereas SmackDown has two teams that have been put in, the Iconics and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, who have not qualified. They just, we're in. And apparently, from a leaked commercial, Carmella and Naomi is going to be team number 6, and quite honestly, I think that team actually makes sense. The fact that you have Carmella in this babyface run of hers being a dance breaker, like she does dance breaks, and you have Carmella, not Carmella, but you have Naomi being the Feel the Glow, where she like does her dance and stuff too. They could be Team Dance Glow or something. I don't know. There you go. Then we had Jarrett and Elias. You had Jeff Jarrett. You had Road Dogg come out, do his shtick as he does every single time, because he's got to get himself over every single time. The guy's got to get himself over. Introduces Jeff Jarrett, who's wearing his, not the gear he wore at the Royal Rumble, which was his Ain't I Great shit, which should have never been seen the light of day. He was wearing his Attitude Era WCW and TNA attire, the stuff that he would wear nowadays. They sing With My Baby Tonight until, of course, Elias comes out. They have a match. Elias ends up winning. But Road Dogg got involved twice where Elias would knock him over. After the match, Road Dogg beats him down. Jeff Jarrett with a guitar to the back of Elias. Man, I miss guitar shots to the head. It doesn't seem, it's not the same. And what was the point? You had Elias you had the heel beat the babyface, and then the babyfaces beat up the heel. Can somebody tell me what the problem is there? Can someone tell me the problem? Last week it made sense because you wanted to make Elias a heel. You have him beat up the two babyfaces. Why is the babyfaces getting their heat back? Isn't that usually what a heel does? I don't know. And then we were supposed to get a Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley Intercontinental Championship match. And I'm thinking, why is this even an Intercontinental title match? Bobby Lashley beat up Finn Balor, so that just warrants a title match? Bobby Lashley comes out and is like, you don't deserve a title match, so you're not getting one. You're going to be taking on Lio Rush. This was, of course, the best match of the night. Rush pounces with kicks and knees on a corner of Balor. Balor grabs Rush, but Rush kicks him in his injured ribs to regain control. Rush with strikes on a grounded Balor. He goes for a kick, but Balor catches his leg and drops him on his back. Balor stomps Rush until he exits the ring. He then comes through the ropes with a drop kick on Rush. Balor goes for a running kick on the apron, but Lashley grabs his foot and pulls him down. The referee, instead of disqualifying him, we actually had them just throw out Bobby Lashley, which is like, okay, that's fine, that's not a problem. There. Then you had Balor goes for a running drop kick. Rush climbs in the ring and then immediately goes back to the outside with a suicide dive onto Balor. They go to commercial break and come back. Rush has an abdominal stretch on Finn Balor as he finishes up with a couple of sharp knees to Balor's ribs. Balor did have kinesio tape on his arm, his ribs because of what happened last week to Bobby Lashley, and of course, good old Mr. Brock Lesnar beating him down the night before. Balor with a kick to Rush from the ring apron. Balor goes for the coup de grace, but Rush knocks his feet out from him and climbs up the top rope with Balor. Rush with a Hurricane Runner off for a close 2 count. Rush looked pretty damn good in this match, and I'm glad that he actually got to show what he can do in a match. Rush ties Balor in another version of the abdominal stretch, but Balor is laying flat on the ground. Balor twists out and puts Rush in his own abdominal stretch. Balor gains the advantage and connects with a sling blade. Balor tries to follow that up, but gets rolled up for a 2 count. Rush keeps on the attack and goes for a huge frog splash. Balor dodges. Rush does hit his feet, rolls through, gets hit with the drop kick in the corner, scales to the top rope. Coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3, and Finn Balor is your winner, and he ends up getting out of the ring before Bobby Lashley was able to run back. Definitely, probably the best match of the night, and that's saying something. I would not mind seeing Lio Rush on Monday Night Raw again. Let's see here. EC3 was on the Moment of Bliss. Alexa Bliss, who, of course, can do whatever the fuck she wants because she's the WWE's favorite, comes out with her Moment of Bliss, brings out EC3, and before he could have a word in edgewise, Tamina, Nia Jax comes out, blah, 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 blah. Dean Ambrose comes out and says, Nia, I know what your problem is. You have a big crush on me. And it was a thing of funniness because he comes out and he's like, he's like, now Alexa, who is this? And she's like, this is EC3. EC3, I don't know what WWE's problem is with his promos, but EC3, like I said, if he has one great quality for himself, it's the fact that he has mic skills. He can talk. He can talk. I don't know why they don't want him to talk. Dean Ambrose says, I'll take over the interview. And he's like, who are you? What does EC3 mean? What is EC1 and 2 at? And then he starts asking him, he asks a couple more rapid-fire questions, and before EC3 says anything, sucker punches Ambrose and walks to the ring. So we get EC3 versus Dean Ambrose. The end of this match was interesting. Match begins with EC3 attacking on Ambrose and raining down some punches as Ambrose blocks. EC3 slams Ambrose's head off the turnbuckle and then connects with a flying clothesline. Ambrose gets a kick onto the abdomen and tosses EC3 into the ring, post outside. Ambrose mounts EC3 and connects with some punches of his own. Ambrose stomps away at EC3 in the corner and then drops EC3 with a short arm clothesline. Ambrose with a chin lock in the center of the ring, but EC3 gets his feet and hits Ambrose with some punches. Ambrose off the rope, gets hit with a back elbow and a flying forearm. EC with a very interesting variation of the STO. Ambrose comes back at EC3, but he pulls Ambrose into a jackknife cover for 1, 2, 3. Wow, just like that. And the reason I find it interesting, because usually when someone gets jackknife cover, whether it's a 1-2 kick out or a 1-2-3, you see them the person who's being covered wailing back and forth, like wailing their arms trying to get out of this pinning predicament. Dean Ambrose just laid there. He got jackknifed and pinned and just laid there. No movement whatsoever. Like he got jackknifed and was knocked out for a second or two. It was really weird to see him get pinned that way and just like no fight trying to get out. It just pulls me more towards this is not a work. Why would you have? And another reason I don't think this is working because there was no mention on Monday Night Raw whatsoever of his contract. No talk about him being young. No nothing. No mention whatsoever of Dean Ambrose's contract situation. When they did the CM Punk thing in 2011, that was a complete work. Even though they say he signed his contract the night of Money in the Bank. I don't buy that. I think he signed it before that. But that was a big part of the storyline. There is no mention whatsoever at all. I did hear some fake AEW chants when he was coming out. I could be wrong. But EC3 picks up a big victory, beating a former WWE champion in Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose is on his way out of here soon. Strowman and Angle versus Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. I don't know where the hell this match ended. It just didn't. This one ended in a DQ. I don't understand how this happened. The referee, Baron Corbin is getting pinned by Kurt Angle after an Angle slam. 1-2, nothing. Strowman hits a shoulder block onto Drew McIntyre, and then he attacks Baron Corbin, and the ref calls a DQ as if it was a one-on-one match. What the fuck was that? After the match, Strowman goes after his opponent on the outside of the ring, but gets Claymore kicked in the face for his troubles. They slam Angle into the ring steps and start picking things apart, putting the base of the steps inside the ring. They go for a double chokeslam to Angle on the steps, but Strowman interferes and gives chokeslams to Corbin and McIntyre on the steel steps. And Angle and Strowman stand tall as the show comes to an end. What was the fucking point? Kurt Angle, after his match with Drew McIntyre, should have been done. That was a great and perfect way to put a bow on Kurt Angle's career in WWE. You put over somebody new or somebody else. You put somebody who's younger than you over, who could be a Universal Champion by the end of this year. He comes back. The night after at TLC, and he comes back for Crown Jewel first. Comes back at the TLC. Comes back last week. Comes back tonight, and it's like, WWE, your nostalgia needs to stop. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention when Elias did come out, he did throw a burn at the fact that Road Dogg is head creative over at SmackDown. He even said, well, Road Dogg, why are you even out here? Shouldn't you be over at SmackDown tanking their ratings? I laughed hilariously. That was funny. But this was a absolute drizzling shits episode of Monday Night Raw. Once Becky Lynch left the building, all the hype, all the intrigue, everything about Monday Night Raw went out the window. WWE has got to do something. I don't care. You could be signing people to 5-year deals. It's not going to make a damn difference if you're not going to fix your problem. If you're not going to fix the problem that is stemming from poor creativity, you could sign every single person till 2024, which is 5 years from now, 2024 or whatever. It's not going to fucking matter. The creativity has to change. There's none of this. There's no excuse for this. You just got to do this shit. Becky Lynch being suspended is great. I don't think she's actually injured. I think it's just building into the storyline. She's great at that. But her being away from Ronda Rousey for the next month and a half to 2 months, whatever, as long as she's back for the night after Fastlane, or 2 nights after Fastlane, whatever, she can miss the Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, and I don't think it would hurt. She's going to miss the Elimination Chamber for sure. As long as she's back before we get to the final build of WrestleMania, which is the last few weeks until after Fastlane. As long as she's back by then, we should be fine. But we will have to wait and see on that. SmackDown tomorrow should be interesting to see what they do. Maybe they'll mention it. Maybe, I guarantee Charlotte, between now and Fastlane, Charlotte's going to come out and want to try and get into this match. Obviously, they were building towards a match between Charlotte and Becky Lynch for Elimination Chamber or Fastlane. I don't know if they're still doing that. I hope the hell it doesn't lead to Becky Lynch losing a match to get Charlotte into that match. That would be stupid. But Monday Night Raw, I just hope AEW comes soon and gives us something worth watching. Because quite honestly, outside of NXT, and if you watch it too, NXT UK, there is nothing on WWE's main roster to watch. 205 Live, I guess, maybe sometimes, but 205 Live is it's usually just one match, like 2 matches or 3 matches. The 3 matches, there's like 2 squashes and a main event. But this was just Becky Lynch left, and the show just died. But that is your Monday Night Raw review. This show was just bad. Lio Rush versus Finn Balor was decent for what it was. I wish they could have got another 5-10 minutes out of it. I think they could have. But obviously this is leading to Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley at the Elimination Chamber, probably for the Intercontinental title. Bayley and Sasha Banks will be your inaugural Women's Tag Team Champions, and so on and so forth. The Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is going to be probably one of those drizzling shit pay-per-views that no one's going to care about. But we're going to sit down and watch it anyway. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. I want to thank everybody who watched my unscripted and unscripted extra for this weekend when we talked about everything we possibly could. I'll be here tomorrow for SmackDown Live and the new set of NXT tapings. I cannot wait. And we're also going to be talking about that match. That match from Halftime Heat last night, from the halftime of the big game, the Bowl of Super, which was not super, it was the Bowl of Lame. And that shitty halftime show they had, Halftime Heat, was what you should have saw. And we will go over that, as well as we'll go over highlights of the Worlds Collide Tournament and who won the Worlds Collide Tournament and what it's going to do for the NXT tapings as we get on. But my name is DeFranz. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Find me on Twitter at DeFranz. Find me on twitch.tv/DeFranz08. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown Live.